What's up, guys? My name is MadSquash924. Welcome back to another episode of some Star Wars: The Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords, Part 60. Today's the day. We're going to fight Darth Nihilus. I'm excited. You guys should be as well. It's been a long time coming. And it's gonna be crazy. We just gotta deal with some elites first. Elite Sith troopers. Not that they're very elite. Especially when I can do this. Just saying. They had no chance. Electro mesh armor. That is actually very good. Hello, what do we have in here? Chemicals. That's fine, I suppose. Bindu's band, that's Jolie's, which we have 2 of now. Because he loved using them so much, obviously. Oh, they're so dead. Almost too easy. Ooh, let's go after the one with the lightsaber. Ooh. You know, I'm very curious. Do you think we can insta-kill Nihilus? It's possible. It's certainly plausible. Like, I could see it happening. So good. Alright, so let's see. Is there any loot in here? There is. An ion grenade. Worthless. Let's go up here. We have some foot lockers. Okay. Grey Jedi robe is sufficient. We got those gloves last episode, so I remember that. I think that's our 3rd pair of those gloves. Weird.
This door leads to the bridge and my former master. If you wish to gather your strength, this is the last time.
I am ready. Let's end this. Here we are. The bridge. Crazy. Check this out. Look at all these corpses down here. All of them are corpses from Malachor. Nihilus slaves. AKA, that also means all these Sith we've been fighting are also zombified. Created by Nihilus. Like Tobin. Like their essence has been taken from them. Ironically, he just tried to drain us. And that didn't work. Release me or I'll blow your ship to hell. We have mined your ship and it won't survive this battle.
He doesn't understand. He thinks he can survive it.
Gray has lied to you. There are no Jedi here. You've sensed it. I'm gonna tell you once, if you use your power here, you will only exhaust yourself and become extremely vulnerable. Told you. Even now, the hunger is consuming you, just as Kreia knew it would. Now, it's obvious that why that happened, and it did nothing to us when he can literally suck the Force and everything out, and that is only because, as we learned previously, we are a Cipher. We technically don't even have the Force within us, even though we control it. We wield it, but it's not part of us. Let's see. Wow, he has a lot of health, and we hit him pretty hard.
He is too powerful.
You're his link to this place. Can you disrupt that link somehow?
I will try.
Daddy. Make him weak.
I cannot hold him for long.
Not that we need it, we're kind of stupid strong. Four power attacks is what it took us. Thesis, what are you doing?
I have to see with the Force and my eyes.
What the hell are you doing up there? We need to get off this ship, now!
Look upon his face and bring me his mask. Tell me what you saw.
I saw a graveyard world, surrounded by a fleet of dead ships. I felt it through him, as I feel it through you. You are my master now, and I will follow wherever your path takes you. My path is at an end.
Very well. Follow me. And now we have Nihilus's mask, which is cool. It does not actually do anything for us, like we can't wear it or anything. But we could take a look at it. If I can find it. Should be in miscellaneous, I believe. Yep. You have taken this trophy from the remains of Darth Nihilus. It is the last surviving piece of the beast who died and was reborn in the shattered world of Malachor V. By taking it from him, you have gained a stronger tie to the Force. So that's what we get out of it. But from now, we leave the ship. And then we have to deal with Kreia. Kreia is the final piece of the puzzle. Now, you may have thought that seemed really easy what we did. However, I assure you, we are very stacked as a team. And we're on the hardest difficulty. And I've literally just made us to a point where, our to hit is so disgusting. What are you going to do about it? Our defense is alright. Our defense could be higher, theoretically. It could be like, Mandalore's, supposedly. Actually, his is only 37. Oh, we're all 37. Never mind, it's pretty high, I guess. Oh. I didn't see this. Missed that. But, most of the time, and most people, if they are just kind of bumbling their way through this game, I guess I want to call it, then they will indeed have much struggle with Darth Nihilus. Like I remember a long time ago when I played this game for the first time, I was like, what, 8, 9? Because this game came out, what, 2004? A year after the first game? So when I played it the first time, it was a challenge. It was definitely harder than the previous game. However, you can really make builds in this game to the point where you can choose kind of whatever you want to do, and you can mostly come out on top. Other things are definitely more broken than others, as we've noticed throughout this Let's Play. Like, you know, T3's got this blasters, HK has this blaster rifle, Mandalore is using a sword. The rest of us are spec'ing the lightsabers. And I used to do strength as a main stat when I did lightsabers a long time ago. But if you want to use lightsabers, and especially in KOTOR 2, not as much in KOTOR 1, but definitely in KOTOR 2, you want to get finesse with lightsabers. Just because now your to hit is not strength based and is now dexterity based. The strength always comes from your damage, like you will get more damage from it, but the damage you get from your strength increase is insignificant compared to getting dex and then upgrading the shit out of your lightsaber. You know what I'm saying? So it's just better. Oh, it's this one. Let's get out of here. This route leads back to the shuttle and leave to Citadel Station. Do you want to leave? Yep. Also, I don't know if it was necessary to blow the ship up. And I'll get to the reason why once we are out of these conversations.
Admiral Onasi wanted to speak with you, ma'am.
Okay, so we probably didn't even necessarily need to blow the ship up, and the reason being, right, Darth Nihilus was one that put the ship back together, just like how Darth Sion is literally holding himself together, like through pieces of flesh, right, keeping himself alive or undead, as you will call it. So when Darth Nihilus died, his ship also theoretically should be falling apart slowly but surely as well. So I don't know if it was necessary to blow up his ship, but it would have fallen apart anyways. You know what I'm saying? Is that a request or an order?
Request, ma'am. As I understand it, there was something private he wished to ask you. Concerning, mutual acquaintance, I believe is how he put it.
Very well. Lead on.
It's a little beat up, but it's still home. I wasn't able to be here to protect it when the Sith attacked the first time. This time you gave me a second chance. I owe you.
Gwen said you wanted to speak to me about a mutual acquaintance.
I've read your records, how the Jedi sentenced you for doing what you believed. You wandered past the Outer Rim during your exile. I ask you, did you find any trace of Revan?
Did you know him?
I served with him, like you did. And we had to part ways, like you did.
Do you know where Revan went?
He said that there were places where he had to walk where I could not go. Places where having allies, or anyone he cared about, would only place them in danger. It's been 4 years, and I still don't know what happened to him.
Well, you cannot give up hope.
He told me to stay here to try to keep the Republic strong, and that he would return. It's the hardest request I ever had to follow.
Why did he ask that?
I don't know, but it was important to him. He said that he believed something had been behind the Mandalorian Wars. That it hadn't been the Mandalorians' choice to attack the Republic. Whatever it was, I think he went off to find it. To fight it.
And he's right. Revan was right about that. Did you serve with Revan during the war?
It was near the end of the Jedi Civil War, when it seemed like we were going to lose everything. We met on a Republic warship called the Endar Spire. It was being attacked over Terrace, and the Sith had stormed the ship. We saved the Republic. but it was like the war didn't end for him. He would keep remembering things that he'd done, and it kept driving him. And I think he finally remembered something terrible that he'd done during the Mandalorian Wars, and he went to put an end to it. He left a lot of people who cared about him behind, but I think he did it because he thought it was the right thing to do. But whatever he set out to do, I don't think he succeeded. And here you return, with his ship, without him.
Revan's ship?
Yes, wherever he went, your ship's been there. If you return to that place, if you find some trace of Revan...
Do you want me to tell you what I find?
No. Simply tell him that Admiral Onasi is following his orders. Safe journey, Exile.
Did she know?
No, she didn't.
There are times I fear we shall never know where he left Karth, and I cannot live not knowing the answer. Why he sought to protect us.
He asked us to stay to keep the Republic safe. It was important to him, and after meeting the Exile, I'm convinced that there are worse things to lose in the galaxy.
Up next, we're going to Malachor 5. The place where the Mandalorian Wars ended. And where we lost our connection to the Force. Where the Force Echo was created. Look what the mass shadow generator created.
It has been some time.
You were a fool to return. I spared you once. I will not do so again. Why have you returned?
Because now I understand why the Exile did what she did. There is much to be done.
Now that place, where she is at the Treyas Academy, is a place where she did not create it. Revan actually found that place here in Malachor. And it was remnants left by the Sith Empire back from Dromund Kaas that just abandoned it. And then they eventually just left it all together. But they were preparing for war. And they're the whole cause of the Mandalorian Wars. They told Mandalore that they tricked Mandalore into thinking there was this great battle to be held, right? And he kind of persuaded him into doing what he bid. Also, that's what happened to Revan and Malak, because they went to go seek him out. And when they eventually found him, they were going to go take him out. They were kind of the dark side, but not really. They weren't, like, wielded by it or molded by it by any means. But they were being kind of slowly corrupted, but not in the same way. Because what happened next was Darth Vitiate. I think his name's Vitiate. AKA, what is it? Was was the other name for him? Valkorian? Yeah, Valkorian is also another name for him that he receives later. Breaks their mind and essentially mind controls them into doing his bidding by weakening the Republic to get ready for his invasion in known space. So when he figured out what was kind of going on and regained his mind, and he regained his mind when, you know, during the events of KOTOR 1, where his mind was wiped. That's when he got his mind back, and he was himself once again. And when he learned of the results of what happened, he told Karth that he needed to make the Republic strong again, and for the purpose of preparing for the war against the Sith Empire that were surely to come. So all that leads up until that point, which is the, if you guys don't know, because a lot of you do know, but for those of you that don't know, that is the MMO game of Star Wars The Old Republic, which is a fine game. I kind of wish it was more like this game. It would have been a much better game if that was the case. You know? Man, we're so freaking strong. Like, it's not even fair. Like, so strong. Like, these things are supposed to be stupid hard. And we're destroying them like crazy. Also, I don't believe we'll have any more companions for the remainder of the game. Like, it's just us from here on out. There's another path up there I want to take, but I guess we should keep on going this way for now. Because I want to make sure I find every little nook and cranny, because there's some other things that happen later that it might be important to make sure we're relatively safe. Is that the bridge? I don't want to go across the bridge if that's the bridge. Yeah, it is the bridge. Ooh, cyan crystal. That's cool. I'll put that on if it has any like abilities attached to it. If it's just a color, who cares, right? Okay, so let's go back up, because that is the bridge. I think that's the only way forward that we were seeing. Yeah, from here on out, we just like scavenge this planet a little bit, look around, and then we go to Atreus Academy, confront Kreia. The end, kinda. That's kind of the gist of it. Of course, there's more details than that, right? But that is a very tiny gist of it. Also, these storm beasts are freaking massive. And it's crazy they can live here because the forest here is so, like, fractured. So it really shouldn't be possible for most things to live here. Because you kind of have to be born without the Force to be living here now at this, you know what I mean? Because if I remember correctly, this planet is actually void of the Force nowadays, since the mass shadow generator. And you can kind of tell. It's being held together by the mass shadow generator itself. That's it. Otherwise, it'd be just roamed rocks and the galaxy. There's a bunch of nothingness, you know? Now,
if the Exile has come here, then she has not come alone.
Of course, apprentice. The Huntress is with the Exile. She has a special talent for finding that which should remain lost. It also makes her difficult for me to sense, but not to a creature bred for such things.
Shall I send the assassins for her?
No, I have brought a beast to Malachor to deal with that one. If she survives, she will become stronger for it.
Well, here's a surprise.
Yet another slice of galactic paradise. Why can't we ever go to Alderaan or Ithor or someplace without metal, jagged rocks, or packs of bloodthirsty beasts?
Okay. So what was I gonna say? Oh, yes. So as you guys notice, we don't have any of our companions anymore. I don't know if it'll show most of it. If it does, we'll get to that when we get to that. But for one of them, we definitely won't see him any longer, and that is Bayodur. Now, the reason Bayodur doesn't show is to the community. It is actually believed that he died either on Telos, the Telos battle, which we just did and took place in, or he died in the crash when we landed in Malachor. So Bayodur is actually no longer with us, which is kind of sad. Like, we won't see him ever again. Not alive, anyway. Another damaged console. And these consoles are all part of the mass shadow generator that Bayodur constructed. Like, there's remnants of that here, which is kind of bonkers. I love that we can still see our ship in certain spots of this particular map. I love that. It sends such an atmosphere to this place. I like that we're not swinging sometimes when we clearly should be, but then it acts like we swung. Kind of funny. I think this is a dead end. Yippers. Dead end. I want to make sure I kill everything. That's a Republic ship as well. Okay. It's so disgusting. Like, who's to stop us at that point, you know? Nihilus couldn't stop us. Also, if we weren't spec'd out as freaking well as we are, these storm beasts would actually be kind of difficult to take on. Not gonna lie to you. But because we're so freaking strong, they kind of look like chumps. But I assure you, they are not. They are pretty mighty beasts. Jedi Master Robes. Hello. Okay, so we have these. Gives us all these buffs. This is 3 in 1. I don't know if that's upgradable. If it is, cool. If it's not, then whatever. Then we won't use it, right? We've kind of gotten shafted, I think, for like our robe drops in this run of the game. Because we haven't gotten like amazing robes. We've gotten some pretty good armor sets and gloves and belts and such. But nothing like amazing robe-wise, which is kind of unfortunate because we are using robes just so we can have the best max dexterity bonuses possible. I think we went in this ship. I just want to double check. Yeah, positive. Yep. But I think this is a good spot for us to end today's episode of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords. Hope you guys all enjoyed today's episode. If you guys have, make sure you guys have a like, leave a comment. Tell me what you guys think of today's episode, of course. And if you're new to my channel or have been watching me for a little while, feel free to subscribe to me, MadSquash924, and don't forget to ring the bell to get notified of my latest videos. On the next episode, we're going into the Malachor Depths to go find the Treyas Academy, which we've discussed what is there. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.